Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion plays the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. Good runs so far, good runs. Dare we continue? I mean, the idea is, I've been playing so well recently. Don't look at me like that, cat. I have been playing well. Oh, it's turned away at the last moment. P2CP42AA. We've been playing so well recently, I don't want to go to greedier mode right now. I mean, there's many things I don't want to do. I don't want to close my eyes. I do not want to fall asleep. That song is like I get that it's meant to be romantic, but that is really the antithesis of growing older, isn't it? I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep. That's like, that song should be about being like 14 years old. Not that that's even a bad thing, I'm just saying. I used to be like, you know, sleep I could take it or leave it when I was in high school. But now I'm like, dude, if I can get like 8-9 hours a night, that's incredible. And I know that we're very lucky to be in a position where we can do that, by the way. I know 9 hours is not, you know, the standard. I've been living that 6-hour life in my past. I'm taking advantage of it while it lasts, and you would do exactly the same thing. Either way, you know, the older I got, the more I like sleep. Now I can even, like, on occasion, I can even take a nap, which I never used to be able to do. Mongo Baby, by the way, good pickup here. Especially with Box of Friends. It's actually a pretty nice familiar to begin with. And then a doubled Mongo Baby, even better. Not game-winning, but good enough. Certainly, like, I wouldn't consider that a waste of an item room or anything. Did we have a Tinted Rock? We might as well go back and check. We got plenty of time here. And then, closing my eyes, I still don't see the appeal most of the time. But you know, you ever talk to somebody that's like 50 years old? You'd be like, you know, Grandpa, you sleeping? Nah, I'm just closing my eyes for a bit. Just resting my eyes. I still, at this age, do not know what that concept means, resting your eyes. Isn't that what people say when they're not supposed to be asleep, but they want to sleep? You know, I don't know. I don't understand sleep denial. Kate gets it sometimes. You know, she'll get in bed, change into her pajamas, and then, you know, close her eyes. And I'm like, are you taking a nap? She's like, no, I just wanted to, like, lay down for a bit. Why'd you change into your pajamas? It's more comfortable. Yeah, it's more comfortable for you to sleep in. That's what it's there for, man. Well, lady, who I respect because she is my wife. But either way, it's like, whenever I'm in bed, if I get into bed and my eyes ever close, that's me intending to sleep. I'm a man of purpose. I set out to sleep. Ooh, don't mind if I do, Cricket's head. I'm setting out to sleep, and I'm hopeful that I'm going to accomplish my aim. But there is, like, definitely, like my dad, you know, when I was younger, you'd be like, Dad, what are you doing sleeping? It's 3 p.m. on a Saturday. And he can't say, hey, you know, I worked all fucking week to pay for your stupid, you know, like, daycare or something like that. And say, oh, you know, I'm just resting my eyes. Why don't you have a boundless source of energy yet? Ruka. Don't bite the Ruka. Oh. I'm gonna have to rest my eyes after dealing with you. You can't sit there. We got one Tomo in the corner, one Ruka over here. You can't be here. You can't be in this vicinity, okay? You're gonna take a little Ruka monorail ride over to this cardboard box. So maybe I'll get there one day. Maybe I'll get there and, you know, I'll get to eye-resting territory. Lord knows I probably should rest my eyes. I stare at these fucking monitors long enough all day, every day. Pretty soon we're gonna have bionic eyes, though. And I'm just counting on us having reached the escape velocity that my eyes will not grow worse as fast as we will generate new eyes that are cybernetic and honestly probably better. That's one of the things that I'm extremely hopeful. Ruka, don't test me. That don't test me. I'll sit here and recite idle threats all day to a creature 1/30th my size. Ouch, that hurt. I'm hopeful that's one of the things that, like, people will laugh about in the future. I laugh about this with my friends all the time. You know, my many friends, which I have. We hang out with each other and we share stories and we laugh because we're hilarious people. And this is not a fabricated story at all. We'll say, you know what's funny? People used to die of the bubonic plague. And if you can't laugh at that, like, get over yourself. That's not funny. You know, in the 14th century in Europe, that killed, like, you know, 1 out of every 10 Venetians. Okay, sure. You're right. I guess we can't laugh at the Hey, the Big Bang? could have erased a previous universe that existed. It could have been actually a big crunch and a big bang, so we don't know if some species might have gotten erased when... Alright, you know, you got me. Nothing's funny. You win. You win. However, I'm still gonna continue to laugh about this. Just not because I'm like, haha, you died, you morons, but because it's absurd. Now you're like, bubonic plague? Well, it still exists. You know what happens? You get it, and people go, what's a fucking plague? That's weird. And then you go to the hospital, and they give you a shot, and you're good. Because you could still theoretically die from it if it was untreated. You know, think about, like, polio. And I know that's even less to be laughed at, because it still is possibly coming back for reasons that are obvious to some. But, you know, polio, less than 100 years ago. The president was a dude who had been afflicted by polio. Like, polio's out there, man. That's crazy. And now it's like, polio? What is that, like 10th century disease? I hope that's people look back at, like, photos of me. Because they will, when I'm elected the head of state. And they go, why is that nerd wearing those things on his face? And then the teacher goes, oh, but, you know, before the cybernetic eye revolution, you know, if you had bad eyes, people would just wear, like, curved pieces of glass on their face that would correct their vision. And then some smart aleck, me in the year 2400, is going to be like, wait a minute. You're telling me people went to school and dedicated their whole lives towards curving a piece of glass in just the right way to make these idiots see better? And the teacher's going to be like, yeah, that's what they say at least. And they're going to laugh, and they're going to laugh. Assuming the human race still exists by then. Probably better than a 50-50 shot. Anyway, Sister Maggie's a bad pickup here, but we got some DPS, we got some momentum, we're moving on. So yeah, like, definitely, like, you can't, if I die of something preventable, you can't laugh about it until, like, 40 years after it happens. Or 60, let's say 50, let's split the difference, say 50 years. Because, like, if we ever cured, like, some of the most debilitating diseases on the planet, that's still gonna be raw for a while, you know? You're gonna be like, well, you know, you died of X? What an idiot. And they're gonna be, well, I have, like, you know, friends and family members that died of X before we cured it. That's raw. But once, like, it's a barely infinitesimal mark on the face of the planet Earth, I think it becomes pseudo-fair game, you know? If you say, like, you know, my grandfather died of this, that's fair. That's insensitive to make fun of that. If you're like, my great-great-grandfather died of this, you're like, come on, dude. The statute of limitations on that is over. I'm sorry to tell you. That doesn't mean you can't have great reverence for a relative in that situation, despite their distant relation to you. Maybe you were extremely close. I don't know. Is it even conceivable to be alive at the same time as a great-great-grandparent? I suppose it's plausible. If nobody in the family had waited until they were like 35 to have a child, but either way, you get the idea. There's a statute of limitations, so, you know, if I die of some sort of disease that becomes preventable, or, I don't know, old age and eventually we live forever, until the 50-year mark passes, no laughing, please, and I will haunt the shit out of your ass if you break that rule. I swear to you, I will fucking haunt the Christ out of you. But after that, fair game. You know, I would have done it. I'm already doing it. You telling me 600 years ago they thought that the plague was caused by evil spirits? They didn't have any soap? They just washed their hands, they'd be good, you know? It seems very silly right now, but back in the day, you know, even the smartest person in the 14th century was like, this is a real mystery right now. So the moral of that story is, people back then were idiots. No, the moral of that story is, you know, wash your hands. Why wouldn't you? Now, let's hide out for about 2 weeks here. We are low on HP. I've taken some dumb damage, but I've played this run pretty well, in my own opinion at least, which is not worth as much as yours, but, you know, it's hopefully worth something here. I don't really want to go to the curse room. I mean, I do want to go, but, you know, the obvious. This room's real freaking nasty. Like, that room's fucked, dude. What are you supposed to do? There's nothing I could have done. No, I'm not being like that. I'm just saying, like, for the amount of damage we had, that was a tough spot. But we're not dead yet. We could be dead pretty soon. The real killer for us right now, it's amazing, like, when you look at it, you're like, you know, this run's good if you look at the item tracker, but it's lacking one thing. And even if we had lost one of our better items to get this thing, it still might have been worth it because it's a necessary ingredient, you know? You still, even if the beef is what's expensive, you still gotta salt it to make the taste come out, right? And we need that HP seasoning right now. We got no HP seasoning. We got no HP sauce, if you will. And as a result, you know, we're kind of handcuffed a little bit here. It makes it very hard for us to pick up a deal with the devil without HP. Being unable to get... Oh, that's real bad. Being unable to get... Well, at least we're still shooting straight. Are You a Wizard has no effect, actually. Being unable to, you know, get Spirit Hearts readily just because they haven't existed so far, you know, it adds a challenge into it as well, without a doubt. So, 1 HP upgrade could have changed things. I still feel like we made the right decision taking Sister Maggie, but there might be a case to be made that maybe we should slow our roll, and if the first devil deal sucks, maybe just stay away. We'll take the Steam Sale, we'll take the Spirit Heart. I think we'll try the card. It ended up being the Moon, which I'm happy for. And that's 2 teleport cards. We might use the Joker card on this floor. And if we do, I might go back for the cards, like the deck of cards, solely because it's a 7-cent card, which is, you know, you're getting ripped off. But I'm not worried about getting ripped off. I'm more worried about that's a way for us to get a card. And in fact, the only way for us to get a card on this floor is to overpay by 2 cents versus the market standard. So, you know, if it's the Hierophant, we didn't overpay. We got 10 cents for the price of 7, only we needed that to survive, so it was worth way more than that to us. Alright, this is a little cruel. It's Mega Ragman on the 3rd floor. Little uncalled for, to be honest with you. Like, not necessarily thrilled with the creation of this boss right now. Can I not kill these things? Is that... I mean, I've never really fought him long enough to know, I guess. A single bomb did it. I am amazed. Well, there's our way to get a card. Hierophant has given us the world. I certainly do not want the Razor Blade, so I'll take this. And forget the world card. Keep the Moon card for a teleport. Our odds of getting a deal with the devil on this floor are low, but we should still play it cool because we could beat the odds. Unless we have a room we want to teleport out of instead. Like this boss trap room, actually. I'll split the difference on that. We're unlikely to get a deal with the devil, but not, like, ridiculously unlikely. But still, I'll sacrifice that 1/3 chance to guarantee it. I'll sacrifice the enabler, I guess, in order to get out of this room quickly with whatever they had. So it's for a key, but still. In here. I honestly, money well spent as far as I'm concerned. Get real freaking tiny. Are you a wizard? Who cares? So we're a little slow here, and will remain so. And Lilith is a tough nut to crack. Lilith runs she's definitely, like, selfishly one of my least favorite characters. But also one of the characters that I think is the hardest to win with. Sometimes you manage to get the right combination of items and you pop off, and the recipe for her success is not that different from your average character. You know, you want to get high damage. You want the game-winning tier effects, like Brimstone. Mom's Knife. One makes you larger? Excuse me? How dare you say that to me? However, it's just a little trickier because your shots never seem to go where you want them to. Dark, I was gonna say Dark Bum, but it's Hot Bombs. Same cadence. Hot Bombs, check it and see. The name is not written ambiguously. Come on, Northern, won't you learn to pronounce it? Hot Bombs, Hot Bombs. Still, you know, having 11 of those is not bad. Gives us a leg up on, I was really hoping that was going to join over there. Gives us a leg up on certain difficult fights. So the problem is, like, the more familiars you get, the better you'd expect your run to be. And it does probably scale like that, but it's not one-to-one, because every familiar falls a little bit further in line behind you, which creates this offset, where it's really difficult to get all of your familiars to shoot exactly where you want them. So, you know, Little Steven has a homing shot. That's kind of neutralized, but we don't have Little Steven right now. But we're not really getting as much value as I would hope to get out of Mongo Baby, except in unique situations like that where I managed to get the familiars completely stacked. And sure, you can be like, well, why don't you just, you know, work on getting more situations like that? Well, because enemies move, and I move, and in order to shoot them, I have to be facing them. You know, it's a constantly, like, there's multiple variables happening here. I probably shouldn't have just walked into that enemy over and over, I'll give you that, but... You know, at the same time, freaking come on, you know what I mean? I don't know what's going on with these portals, and I don't want to be the guy who's complaining either way, like complaining when they're too tough and complaining when they're too easy, but I sort of don't understand what's happening when they just spawn one enemy and then immediately blow up. I don't know if that's working as intended or if that's a glitch in and of itself, but... try this out. We got our key back, at least for that, so I'm okay with it. And then run, please. Oh, you little kids with your hot bombs, better run better. It rhymes. They both had an S sound at the end. It's a second secret room, maybe? Trying to save our charge here. The idea being... Oh, he almost baited me. The idea being we can use it on the boss fight, but it's leaving us a little bit behind the 8-ball. We've already gotten our deal with the devil on this floor. Weird that there can be a deal with the devil and a deal with the angel, I guess, if there's a secret room that leads to that deal with the angel. I guess it's not programmed as a deal with the devil because it doesn't give you a key piece even if you kill the boss. So they don't, for some reason, maybe that's the tell, or maybe that's the justification. I don't understand, but I will say the benefit of, you know, having enemies that cover a wide bit of terrain is that if you've got shots coming in from all sides, it's fairly easy to make sure you're hitting them all. Seems like it's extremely implausible that we'll make it to boss rush. And that's okay. Life goes on. Lilith is... You know, the one strength that she's got going for her for the most part is she is like a really good boss rush character. But if you can't make it happen, you can't make it happen. You know, there's no use crying over spilt milk. We did get a deal with the devil. Annoying. That's okay, though. We'll take our luck upgrade. We're finally at 1 luck. And we have a needless deal with the devil penalty on this floor, but life goes on. I don't know, dude. I'm starting to feel the pressure of not really being in a great spot here. I did get Liberty Cap, and I stand by that trinket choice. Probably taking Liberty Cap a little bit less often lately than usual. When you can see the stat changes, it kind of pulls the wool, or it takes the wool from over your eyes a little bit. You're like, okay, well, Liberty Cap's good, but if it gives you mapping... Oh, come on. If it gives you mapping, you're thrilled, right? If it gives you Skinny Mushroom, you're thrilled, right? If it gives you Mini Mush, you're thrilled, right? If it gives you Fat Odd Mush, you're thrilled, right? No, not so much on the last one sometimes, because the damage downgrade that comes along with that can be pretty heinous. Or not damage, the speed downgrade, I should say. So I don't want to do this room, to be honest with you. I really, like, I'm not going to fight on that room with the potentiality of us accidentally walking into Cursed Eye. Like, that would ruin our run, probably. Especially considering the, you know, the bosses that we have to fight over the course of this. So, I think we're very sensible to avoid that. Again, doesn't mean Liberty Cap is a bad trinket. Quite the opposite. I think it's like at least a B. Or at least a B-. I mean, I'm not going to be too rigorous in the academic standards of this, but... Is there, like, a tractor beam enemy that was impacting me there? I gotta say, 6.64 damage has never felt so bad. I guess our rate of fire is still horrible, so... that's impacting that on a great level. In a bad way, but on a great level, admittedly. So we're relying on, kindness... of maybe getting another deal with the devil. Which, albeit perhaps unlikely, also be pretty important if we could swing it. We haven't been to our item room on this floor. We have not been to our item room on this floor. We really could use something like sad onion. Like sad onion, lump of coal. Something like that. As long as we can use a bomb, kill him, and get a bomb, that's fine by me. So, I mean, admittedly, those could be tiers upgrade pills. They could also be tiers downgrade pills. They could also be a pill we've already seen, which the best is one makes you smaller. So, not too eager to, you know, jump on that grenade. I'm starting to think, like, this run... I don't like to say this about runs, but it's got a little bit of an expiration date on it right now. If we can't get damage within the next little bit, it's gonna be tough. And not damage, like, particularly tiers. And maybe even, like... I would go so far as to say we almost need, like, a... you know... Death's Touch style item. Doesn't have to be Death's Touch. Now I kind of know where we sit on this floor, so I can make some plays there, but there is zero chance we go to boss rush. You know what? I'll settle for an item that is just great, not simply, you know, game winning, in most cases. If you give me Little Brim, I'm all in on Little Brim. All in on Little Brim. That's an easy way for us to facilitate a potential victory here. Black Hearts? Dry Baby? Got a Spirit Heart. I think we should take another crack at this fire, honestly. At least we got out for free. But still, like, all of the minor victories and the moral victories in a row does not make up for, you know, cold, hard, American-made damage. And we don't have enough of that right now. Admittedly, we got 91 fucking cents. So, certainly if we can go to a shop... and get, like, the red candle. Now, I can't remember, did we have the red candle earlier? And I just... It's easy to blow off spacebar items when you're starting a run as Lilith. You're like, oh, the key to the kingdom is obviously the box of friends. But I don't think that that's necessarily true at the present moment. Dark Bum would be very helpful, especially with, you know, little Chad functioning here. But if we're going through the game this slowly, like... feeling a little bit, you know, handcuffed here. Like, give me an Emperor card or something. Magician. It's not even that bad. It's not bad enough to complain about. Big Chubby. I mean, it's another familiar, so I'm actually, like, pretty happy to have it. A doubled Little Chubby might be good. Did we take enough damage to get the leech as well? Like, Cambion Conception is kind of, Cunnilingus? Cambion Conception has come through for us in the clutch. You could see how that could be confusing. Cunnilingus come through in the clutch. Very similar. But we're I guess we're stacking up some familiars here, so a Box of Friends play is even better, but... lagging behind a little. So Hive Mind, sure. That's like a cautionary get. And then we take Champion Belt. And plus 2.14 damage off Champion Belt, pretty sizable, honestly. We still have a ridiculous amount of money. Keep in mind, my goal on this run is to get to the fucking alt path. It's not going to be conceivable at our current pace. We're not quite totally sunk yet, but we need to pick it up quite quickly. Please brim each other. Thank you. Like... as much as it's asking to beat the odds yet again, I almost feel like we need the deal with the devil right now if we're going to make this work. Yo, Sister Viz is easy now. We need, like, deal with the devil high damage item, or, like, an Emperor card that allows us to skip almost the entire next floor. A speed upgrade helps, but it's probably not enough. If I get through this next floor within, like, 3 minutes, I still think we got a shot. The other way that we could do it... we don't have too much control over it, but the other way that we could do it is just get extremely lucky and get the Void opportunity after, like, the mom fight. But to be honest with you, I don't really want to do that because it sounds like it's, like, I'm not going to have enough damage to kill the enemies. Like, that Void fight or the Delirium fight is going to be 45 hours long, you know? But for now... We're just gonna keep moving on. Again, if we get out of here within, like, the next 2.5 minutes, I'd feel like 40% confident. Why is that the measure for confidence? This is a great question. I don't have a good answer for you. But I'll leave that as my personal threshold right now. And it's really nice when an enemy gets, like, so up close and personal that Incubus can't even hit it. Where's our last enemy? Oh, it's a freaking single spider over here. We're looking for, like, Emperor cards, honestly. Oh, Magician's actually good. The tower is not, though. If they were red chests, we'd go for it, because we could get a teleportation, among other things, obviously. But the deal with the devil teleportation's up there. Okay, a luck upgrade is good. There's another way out. We could miss the Hush fight. We're obviously going to continue the run at that point. But we could mish the Hush fight. And still get, Axe, oh yeah, great, Infestation. We could miss the Hush fight and still get access after the, Isaac fight, or even, I think, after Blue Baby. So, we're certainly not 100% fucked if we don't get to the Hush fight. In fact, that might even be like a more sensible... Oh my god. I'm sorry about not being really Lilithy anymore, but we need Red Candle. We need the damage, so... This is a much more sensible approach, I think. This is a dead end as well. If someone asks, this is where I'll be, where I'll be. Dead end. We're down in the depths. What rhymes with depths? Brian Eno's classic, Here Come the Warm Jets. Starts with needle in... It's also got that, you know, Talking Heads, Brian Eno callback to it, which is surprising. That was not an intended purpose of that until I realized that it should be. Okay. Do this up. Yeah, listen to Here Come the Warm Jets. Allow me to recommend it, dude. Needle in the Camel's Eye, Babies on Fire, all-time classics of the genre. Oftentimes, you know, a little understated in their influence. When you remember, you know, when you talk about Brian Eno, people are always like, oh, music for airports, music for airports. David Bowie's producing career, you know? Music for airports, as far as I'm concerned, like the best programming, homework music, etc., ever made. Narrowly beating out Aphex Twin, Selected Ambient Works, Volume 285 to 92. However, you gotta give Here Come the Warm Jets a little respect on its name. So take the Polaroid. Take Dark Matter. They just won't let me take it. I wanted the Pact. Let it be known, I wanted to pay 3 Spirit Hearts to get the Pact for 1 Spirit Heart, effectively. But so be it, I suppose. So the damage upgrade is nice. But I was hoping for like a little bit more. But we were about 30 seconds behind where I wanted to be. But I'm gonna let it go because I got a damage upgrade and I got a better, more utilitarian spacebar item. But I still think, like, if you're looking at this run, Red Candle you can get a lot of mileage out of, no doubt. However, it's not at this stage in the Isaac lifespan. Is Red Candle an instant run winner? It was for a while. I don't know if it is anymore. I really thought the creep was gonna get me. So the faster, like, I'll be real with you, to guarantee us the Hush fight, or to even give us a chance at the Hush fight, to be honest with you, we probably need to guess the right direction on the first try on one of the next 2 floors. And then we need to live on the Hush fight, which is its own fucking song and dance. But, and we have guessed wrong right away here. So that's a, you know, pretty extreme bummer, I'd say. What are we going to do about that? Well, we're going to keep on keeping on, basically. We don't have any choice in the matter. Here's a little song I wrote, paraphrased from a #1 hit. Go, Lily. Even slowly. In every run there is a limit. But play well and you're sure to hit it. Go, Lily. Even slowly. Go, Lily, even slowly, baby. Edmund and Tyrone Rodriguez. Go, Lily. Edmund Tyrone Rodriguez. Even slowly. Edmund Tyrone Rodriguez. Why have you doomed me with the run with such bad DPS? All I wanted was to go some fast. Play the Binding of Isaac. Edmund Tyrone Rodriguez, baby. I mean, we could just continue doing that for like the next 20 minutes if you want. And that's a little ambitious to think this run's even going to be alive in 20 minutes. I mean, we're not going to make it. We can't make it to the Hush fight. At this point, we had like 100 seconds to beat this floor, which we have no beat on the exit for even, and then also beat the next floor. So we have to rely on, I mean, we got a multifaceted problem on our hands right now. We have to live. That's a big part of the problem. We have to also, oh, don't stand there. Please don't stand so close to me. We have to, not only live, but then, like, beyond that, basically just beat the odds. There's nothing I can do about it. I don't even think there's a trinket that influences your chances of getting the void. So we basically just have to hope for a void portal to show up. What are the odds of that? I mean, there is a table out there. I'll give you the odds. I don't know the odds. Han Solo, by the way, it's not a good... People sometimes think they can take Han Solo's rakish charm. Never tell me the odds. Look, in some situations, that's relevant. When you're getting hunted by TIE fighters, you know, while you escape from the Death Star in a daring escapade, why don't you want to be told the odds? Because you don't have a choice. You're already in the dogfight. If C-3PO had told him the odds, you know, before they got started... He might have, I can't recall. Then maybe things would be different. But at this point, you've already made the decision. If the odds are only going to discourage you, never tell me the odds. It's bad for morale and perhaps thusly bad for performance. However, if you're in a position where knowing the odds could help you make a more reasoned decision, tell me the odds. Oh, that was not a good play. So we got a Guppy item. We got Guppy's tail. I think that's our first Guppy item, which means that... I mean, I would like to go to the curse room. It's very... Yes, exactly. It's very, very unlikely that the secret room is going to border it. So, if we're really lucky, we might get a teleport that allows us to exit once we're in there. Or, the alternative, of course, is that we might be able to snag... like some spirit hearts and then just go. There's our exit there. How I did not for a moment see that there were like red diglets there. My brain just put the information straight through the spinal cord without even asking me, and you dodged it. So you know what, brain? Kudos to you. I really appreciate that. We should have blown up the other side so we had a chance to get some HP, but these rocks seem to have a low payout. Oh, they've done it. Alright, let's see if we get a deal with the devil first. And Daddy Longlegs is honestly, like, as good as it gets for us right now. Normally, we're like, oh, but there's preventable damage. Or unpreventable damage. But right now, I'm like, fuck the unpreventable damage. Like, I, just want an enemy that isn't tanky as fuck. Because we're not really killing it in that department right now. In every life there is some trouble. If you worry, you'll make it double. It's toothpicks. Also squeezy. Toothpicks also squeezy, and it's ooh. Okay, so that's awesome. Obviously. That's a mimic. Dude, that's all you had to do. Straight up. That's the first time I can recall seeing the tell on the mimic. That's enough. It'll get you once, and then from that point onwards, you're gonna be like, alright, that's perfect. Less trollish for sure. And I know that sometimes you consider that to be a negative, but, you know, like... Toothpicks plus Squeezy does not carry the run, necessarily, but it gives us some confidence, it gives us a chance, and combined with the, like, ridiculous amount of Spirit Hearts we were lucky enough to get in that second secret room, certainly it starts to pull us out of the doldrums, but we need... I think it's roughly like 15 to 20% for each of the other bosses, but it varies for each one. Or it varies for many of them, at least, to be, you know, more correct, although not strictly 100% correct. So... We do have Guppy's Tail. I think I'm happy enough with our base stats to take Guppy's Tail and kind of hope that we're getting the value out of... Or not take Guppy's Tail, but take the free chest unlocks and hope that we're not just wasting our trinket slot because we have more keys than we'll ever get golden chests. Our luck stat of 2 is fairly high. Like, I would love to see a bunch of chests show up, obviously. So we're basically, you know, let's assume that it's like 16% per boss. That means we're basically rolling a d6 3 times, Mom's Heart, Isaac, and Blue Baby, and hoping to get the number that we call. So, you know, we're calling a 2, we're hoping to get a 2. We're calling a 2, we're hoping to get a 2. I will say, our damage is actually acceptable now. Our rate of fire has finally come down from 10, which was our you know, tier delay, to put it more specifically. But, there we go. 1 key saved. You can keep a tally if you want. We know this is the right way because we saw it briefly with Liberty Cap, and that's the kind of functionality we're giving away by rolling with the... Ooh, face reward. By rolling with this new trinket, but also keep in mind, if we play our cards right, we should finish the game with like 17 trinkets. Or 17 keys, sorry. And that's gonna make it seem like we made a mistake. And in actuality, we should have taken the other trinket, but that's just because we're not spending keys. So just because we finished the run with a lot of keys does not mean we would have been able to open every chest. You have to be slightly more rigorous in your analysis than that. So we're gonna beat Mom's Heart. I'm predicting a 4 on the d6. Predicting a 4 on the d6. Work with me, work with me. He's done it. A new moon record. Now we're on the Void. So what's my goal on the Void? Straight up, we're gonna play it Lost style. As much as that might seem ridiculous, that Squeezy, I know I said it didn't carry the whole run, but the Squeezy plus Toothpicks pickup, for some reason, has completely revitalized me. Like, I feel like I'm in such a better position now. I want to go to as many boss rooms as possible until I feel comfortable with our items in fighting Delirium. So, I do think that if we succeed on this run, it'll probably be the worst run we've ever had that beat Delirium. And it's not bad. I mean, it's not, you know, 0 damage upgrades bad, but it's certainly not of the caliber that we would normally consider a shoe-in. So, I'm certainly not trying, because I'm aware of how this sounds to some extent. I'm not trying to say, oh, game only gave us red candle, right? Like, it's a good item. But now that I think about it, we don't have a choice in the matter. Without a teleport card, like, we are stuck. If we get into the Delirium fight, we're doing the Delirium fight. So, I guess we're just hoping against hope that every boss you fight until then is actually just an easy-ish boss that gives you a decent item. And Infamy, yeah, it fits the build. I mean, we haven't taken damage on this floor, so as of right now, I have to feel like Infamy is something we got for nothing. So, continue to roll with that. And there's nothing like a run instantly getting good. It just almost makes you mad. You're like, fuck you for giving me the easiest way out, right? Like, I was prepared to grind on this run. It wasn't looking too good, but I was prepared. And then everything started going right. But you know what? Instead of seeing it as a fuck you from the game to me, maybe I should see it as a thank you from the game to me. So that's how I'm going to choose to think of it. Spirit Hearts? Spirit Hearts? You know, this could pretty easily be Delirium. It is. Ah, shit. Okay. Well, pop the Magician. You're not taking damage, huh? That's like that's your new thing? You just don't take damage? This is going to be the most skill-intense version of the Delirium fight of the last 3 that we've had. Is he dead? His HP bar went down to 0, which was exciting for me, but also, like, what? He's choosing to not take damage up in this corner again. I mean, Big Horn is, like, the ideal boss to spawn in the Delirium fight. Certainly not the ideal boss to spawn in normal play. You know, he could be real freaking annoying, but not a bad boss to get, on average. We're really looking for bosses that stay still. Mom's Heart is a good example, actually. Ah, bad damage. That's bad damage on my part. There's one for the soundboard. It's like the first time we've ever had so little DPS on the Delirium fight that we actually get to see the phase where he goes up in the corner. Literally, I don't think I've ever seen this. So we're just trying to make sure we're getting the red candle shots. Like, those are extremely pertinent to my interests. And it's going to be a long haul here. Oh, I got hit again? I don't even know what I got hit by there, but I assume that that is correct. So pop pheromones, that's... Oh, Jesus. It's a bit of a desperation play. The pheromones pop. I wanted to make sure the lasers could not hit me. Yeah, you really got to hit him during those moments there. Oh my god, I was dodging in that direction. Gotta be honest with you, it's not looking great. Didn't land the second shot. Oh my god. That was actually horrible. And we're not even halfway through this yet, but let's try to make this happen. We might take half damage, right? Haven't really been paying attention. We could die on our first hit here. And if we do, we do. The game has been relatively nice to us just to let us get to this point to begin with. And I'll never forget that Mom's Heart, you know, calling our shot. And by never forget, I mean I will forget later tonight, but still a fun moment for a video, to be sure. Oh, that looked like it hit me. Let's be honest. Sometimes you get lucky. And at this point, I don't know what I'm hoping for. Yeah. That's fair. Honestly, feels good. We had a good run there. We played hard. Didn't get the win in the end. Life goes on. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time.